People think confession brings closeness, understanding, healing, relief. But Machiavelli would say the truth is far darker. The moment you confess, you hand someone a weapon, a tool, a leverage point they can use later when timing favors them, not you. Confession is not harmless. It is vulnerability packaged and gifted, wrapped in emotion, labeled with your fears, delivered straight into someone else's hands. And human nature cannot resist what can be used. People imagine confession as a bridge, but what it really creates is a doorway into your mind, your past, your insecurities, your emotional pressure points. When you confess, you are not just telling a story. You are revealing the blueprint of your weaknesses. And weakness, once visible, is nearly impossible for others not to leverage. You think you're being honest. They think you're being useful. You think you're opening up. They think you're opening a route. You think you're healing. They think you're handing them a blade. Because human nature doesn't attack randomly. It attacks with precision. And confession gives people exact coordinates. One of the darkest truths Machiavelli understood is this. Most people don't use your confession immediately. No, strategy is patient. They store your words like ammunition. Quiet, hidden, waiting. They remember exactly where you were soft. They remember the moment you cried, the moment you doubted yourself, the moment you exposed the part of you that you secretly hoped they'd protect. But protection is not nature's instinct. Advantage is. And one day, when the scales shift, when the situation demands it, when power feels tempting, your confession becomes their tool. Not always to hurt you, sometimes simply to control you, to remind you that they know, to keep you compliant, to keep the upper hand. Machiavelli believed that unpredictability was protection, that mystery was armor, that silence was strategy. But confession removes all three. Once someone knows your fear, they know how to intimidate you. Once someone knows your regret, they know how to shame you. Once someone knows your trigger, they know how to control you. Confession doesn't free you. It makes you readable, navigable, predictable. People don't need to dominate you directly when they have a roadmap you willingly provided. In Machiavellian psychology, information is not just helpful. It is currency. It buys influence. It buys loyalty. It buys silence. It buys control, but only when you hold it. The moment someone else holds your information, the power dynamic reverses. What you confessed becomes leverage against you. That is why Machiavelli insisted that a ruler should hide his fears, conceal his scars, and bury his mistakes, not because they vanish, but because human beings weaponize whatever they know. Confession is the fastest way to hand someone the power to bend you. And most people, even unintentionally, will use it. Here is the part most people never see. Confession doesn't happen in an emotional space. It happens in a political space. Every relationship, romantic, friendly, professional, has silent negotiations, power balances, emotional economies, and your confession shifts that balance. You think you're showing trust. They see you lowering your guard. You think you're creating closeness. They see you reducing your defenses. You think you're letting someone in. They see you revealing the back entrance. To Machiavelli, trust is not sentimental. It is transactional, calculated, earned over time, very, very slowly. Because the wrong person only needs one honest confession to gain lifelong influence over you. So here is what Machiavelli would teach you. Reveal nothing that can be used. Confess nothing that weakens your position. Guard your wounds with silence. Master speech without surrender. Share but never expose. Because in the end, most people will not stab you with their blade. They'll stab you with your own, with the secret you gave them, with the truth you trusted them with the confession you believed was safe. Silence is not coldness. Silence is self-respect. Silence is strategy. Silence is protection. And from this moment forward, you will never hand someone a weapon and call it honesty.